What's up, my curious souls? Welcome to Tales and Tangents, where stories rarely stay on the main road. So, this one is about a mother who rewrote her will the day after being confronted by her daughter, and everything went to her son. Everything went to her son. So, let's get into that shit. Okay, let's get into it. So, my mother was many things. She was charming and well read and an excellent cook, and the kind of woman who remembered everyone's birthday and sent actual cards in the post with thoughtful messages inside that she wrote herself. At her funeral, 4 separate people told me she had changed their life. I believed every single one of them. She was also a woman who favored one of her children so completely and so consistently that the other one spent 37 years trying to be good enough to close the gap. I was the other one. That's interesting. The will reading was 3 months ago. I am still processing it. But I want to tell you the whole story from the beginning, because what happened at the end only makes sense if you understand what came before it. Woo! This sounds good. This is the type of drama that gets me hyped. Okay, so here we go. My brother Daniel is 3 years older than me. He was, from the beginning, my mother's person. Not in a small or deniable way, in a way that was visible to everyone that spent more than an hour in our house. His photographs filled the hallway. His achievements were announced at dinner. His failures were excused and quietly absorbed. It'd be like that. It'd be like that with the boys sometimes. All right, so I was not mistreated. I want to be precise about this because it matters. She fed me, clothed me, attended my events, told me she loved me. The neglect was not material. It was the subtler, more deniable kind. The kind where the light simply felt a little less bright on you and you grew up tilting toward it anyway, hoping. I hate to say it, but a lot of us grew up with that type of shade. And, it's really not good. To the parents out there, it's not good to treat your kids like that type of difference, because they pick up on that shit. And those kids, in turn around and take that type of shit from their relationship partners. Okay, they become pick-me's or whatever the male version of that, where you're just a pushover. So it's very important that you don't do that, because that teaches them that it's okay, that they're less than. It's okay for them to be treated different than others, especially someone they hold. So you love your sibling, you want them to be treated good. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a murky situation, and not setting your kid up for the best type of relationship status, because they won't have healthy boundaries. Okay, so Daniel knew, and that's true. The boys, they know they pick up on that shit. They pick up on it, and that's why they expect so much from us now. But anyway, let's get back into it. Daniel knew. He has always known. To his credit, he has spent years trying to compensate, trying to share the light, trying to tell me I was wrong about what I saw. He's not a villain in this story. He is a man who was handed an unfair advantage by a parent who didn't fully understand what she was doing. That is different from choosing it. And the person who submitted this story, I just want to start by saying you're giving your mother a lot of grace, and shout out to you for that. Shout out to you for that, because already you've given a lot of grace. So I'm really curious to see where the story goes. But you good, girl. All right, let's let's finish. All right. My father saw it too, I think. He was a quieter man, less central to the household's emotional weather. He died when I was 22 without us ever having spoken about it directly. So some conversations need the right conditions to happen. And in our family conditions, they were just never quite right for us to have that conversation. So my mother's health declined when she was in her early 70s. Nothing sudden, a gradual narrowing of the world the way age sometimes moves. She moved in with Daniel and his wife. This was the arrangement that made practical sense, and I accepted it genuinely without any resentment. During one of my visits, a Saturday in November, something shifted in me. I had been in therapy for 2 years by then. I had words for things I had not had words for before. And I had sat across my mother in Daniel's kitchen, and I told her calmly, without accusation, that I had grown up feeling like the second choice. That I had spent my childhood trying to earn the same warmth she gave Daniel freely. That I needed her to know that this is not to punish her, but because I was 51 years old and I didn't want to carry it anymore. That's pretty reasonable. It's like sometimes you just got to tell people how you feel is weighing on you heavy, and you just need to let it out. And not always, but often the person, they don't even know that it was on you like that because they didn't care. They're selfish, and they didn't even know that what they were doing was affecting you like that. But sometimes not. Sometimes it hit them hard. So let's see. So she listened. She did not get angry. She was quiet for a long time. And then she said, I did my best. And I said, I know. And it still hurt. She died 4 months later. She had rewritten her will the day after that Saturday conversation. She probably did. So what it sounds like, she probably didn't even know that her mom rewrote the will until she died, which is like crazy, but Mom took it personal. Mom took it very personal. She said what she said, I did my best. And she didn't elaborate, but she definitely felt the goddamn way. So here we go. We're going to get into the will. The previous will divided the estate equally between Daniel and me. The new will left everything, the house, the saving, the investments, the jewelry, to Daniel. I received a single item, a writing desk that had belonged to my grandmother, which I had admired since childhood and which my mother knew was precious to me. The solicitor read it in a tone of studied neutrality. Daniel stared at the table through the entire reading. He has since told me he knew nothing about the change, and I believed him. The estate was worth approximately $400,000. I sat in the solicitor's office and thought, this is the clearest thing she ever said to me. After 51 years of ambiguity, of maybe you're imagining it, of she loves you in her own way, of just let it go. She had found a way from beyond the ending of her life to say it plainly. She chose him. After everything and with everything she had left, she chose him. Whew. Wow. So Daniel called me that evening. He was distressed in a way that I found strangely easier to manage than my own feelings. He said he would share it, split it equally as it should have been. He has repeated this offer 3 times since, and I have not accepted it. Not out of pride, I have thought carefully about whether this is what this is, and I don't think that it is. But I have not accepted it because taking Daniel's portion of something our mother used as a final statement would mean the statement was never made. And I need the statement to exist, even if it was cruel, because at least it was honest. At least it was finally the truth of what I always knew. She loved me. I believed that. And she loved him more. Both things were true, and now both things are on paper. I have the writing desk. It's in my study. It belonged to my grandmother, who was even handed with her love in a way her daughter never quite managed. And I think about that sometimes. My mother did her best. I believe that too. The saddest part of this story is not what she did. It is that her best carried a blind spot she could not see. And that the blind spot shaped two children and a family, and in the end, a document that said more about her than she perhaps intended. She sent birthday cards to everyone. She remembered what everyone needed. She just couldn't see what I needed. And she couldn't make herself say so. I have the desk. I write at it every morning. I'm trying to decide whether that is enough. Okay, that's it. Enough for what? I don't know what she's trying to decide that is enough for. But thanks for sharing that story. It still sounds like she might possibly be holding on to some resentment. That's what it sounds like to me. She might be holding on to some resentment because she second guessed herself her entire life. You know, she went against what she felt, the vibes that she felt from her own mother, and giving her the benefit of the doubt of, oh, she's my mother. You know, and then having that confirmation that you're not her girl. You know, your mom sounded like a pygmy. You know, and your brother, you know, when the thing is, when pygmies are around, any dude, you know, whether it was a brother or father, it's like you're going to be treated less than because they want to, you know, lift up this person, this man, usually when it's a pygmy involved. They want to lift him up. And the best way they can do that is by putting you down. Because it don't really take nothing, you know, if you just don't do much for you, but just do basic for him. So that was crazy. And it sounds like she still feel a way about it because she just didn't know. She gave mama the benefit of the doubt. And it was at that very moment, you know, mom, when she tried to keep it real with mom and have a conversation and say, listen, I kind of felt like you ain't with me like that, you know, and I'm supposed to be your girl. I'm your only daughter. And mom was like, you know what? I'll try my best. And then went behind your back and X'd you out the damn will. Like, whoa. That's like a slap in your face. So she definitely feel sour about it. Now, what I would have done, okay, is with every thirsty pick me, the person that they thirsting about is really not on them like that. So your brother loved his mama, but he really didn't fuck with she was doing. He didn't like that. Even from childhood, he used to kind of try and excuse it himself, like, you know, but he didn't really vibe with that. So after she's gone, he's like, listen, I'm going to still give you PC because you deserve it. That's how it was supposed to be, what she said. And you're trying to be noble and say, no, she made it like this, so I don't want it. Girl, stop. That's why you still feeling a way. And every day you trying to decide if having the desk is enough. That's sour. And the reason you're still like that is because you have unresolved feelings. And the way to resolve those feelings is you should have took that money. You should have took that money and close the whole chapter of mom. You know, say bye, mom. Farewell, mom. You have your final farewell with your mom, and you just say, listen, I tried to be real with you and just clear the air and let you know how I felt. And clearly you let me know how you felt about what you did behind my back. You couldn't even be real enough to have a conversation with me and say what you truly intended. Okay, Mom? Because you really didn't care. But unfortunately to you, my brother does care. And my brother does love me, whether you do or not. So I still got half of your money anyway. Thank you. I didn't even want it, so I'm going to buy a car, or I'm going to go on a vacation, or I'm going to donate it, or I'm going to wipe my ass with it. Whatever you wanted to do, girl, but you should have took that damn money. You should have told your brother, thank you for doing the right thing. I always knew you was solid. That's why we still close to this day. Mom was tripping, rest her soul, but she was tripping, and I'm glad you never signed on to that. And take your damn money and save it, whatever, but move on. And the issue is resolved. Completely resolved. You feel no ways because the shady shit she did, you had something for that. Or your brother had something for it. He looked out for you. But instead you wanted to be high and mighty and be like, oh, I'm not going to take the money. She didn't want it for me. She didn't intend it. But she intended it for. Fuck what she intended it for. It went to you. Period. And that's what happens when you know, like that. So that's how I feel about that story personally. And if you're watching this, you should consider seeing if your brother, if that offer is still on the table. Because I truly think that will close that chapter and resolve the resentment that you still have some resentment towards your mother. Because that was foul how she just did that. Okay? But you're not wrong. If you take that money, you're making things right. Okay? So, yeah. I don't have my purple wig because I'm traveling, so I had to just be the real me. Okay? I hope y'all like it. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to have my purple wig on maybe the next time or the next time. Okay? And actually, I have another one in my car. It's like a different purple tone wig, so you guys are going to see some, some new wigs, some new styles. But this is the me, the true me. All right? So I hope you guys enjoy today's tales. Please send me your stories if you would like your story shared on Tales and Tangents. Send it to tangents stories at gmail.com. And I am happy to share your story on our channel. As always, it's been a blast. And I'll see you next time. Peace out. Spirit finger. Peace out. I was gonna do a whole thing, like a whole get ready with me to record and like record the process of me getting ready to record stories, which is just me pulling my hair back as tight as I can and getting that wig on straight and trying to make it not crooked. But I didn't forgot my damn wig. But I said I'm still gonna record. I've been traveling, I've been enjoying the summer, and I haven't recorded any stories to get content on my channel. And I am serious about seeing this through and making this channel a success. So I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for being with me. Bear with me. More stories are coming. And a lot of funny shit. Let me know what you guys want to see. All that. All right. Peace. See you on the next tangent.